What's up, everybody? It's Huddy, your third favorite 49-year-old purple belt. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience rolling with a 16-year-old killer of men. And it's, I don't know, we've all experienced it, but I learned a couple cool things during that roll that might help you, especially if you're over 40. So make sure and check out this video. Tuesday and Thursday nights, typically very busy at our gym. We all got the busy nights. For me, Tuesday night is a crucial one to get there because that's when I feel like I get my best rolls in. It's the beginning of the week, so I'm a little bit fresher. 3 rolls in, there is Sam standing in front of me. Sam is just your typical 16-year-old blue belt killer who has an endless gas tank. By the way, I train MMA and I live, breathe, and sleep jiu-jitsu, MMA, Muay Thai, all the things. Sam's pointing at me like, hey, you want to train? Like, yeah, awesome. Instead of thinking I'm gassed, I need to maybe chill, I decide I got energy. Let's take this kid on, which was the very first mistake I made, was just a mental attitude going in there, because it's hard for me sometimes to realize I am 49, not 29, not 19, not even 39. It's a big difference. So mentally, I jumped into the let's go, let's be competitive, and there it began. We get going into it, and he is working me. He's putting it on me, and I'm like, dude, you just competed 2 weeks ago. I was there, I was coaching you, and here you are, taking it to me on a Tuesday night. As he attempts a freaking cartwheel pass, oh my gosh, I look over at the clock and not even 2 minutes has gone by. And I'm thinking there's no way I can keep this pace, A, for this round, much less being worth anything, trying to get in 1 or 2 more rounds towards the end of the night. Immediately, it shifts to my head like, all right, you're not 16, not even close. You have kids that are older than Sam. Like not 1 or 2 of them, all of them are older than Sam. So what do we gotta do? We gotta pump the brakes and slow this train down. And how do we do that? Well, we go to half guard. I know half guard, not everybody likes half guard. They think it's lazy, think it's an excuse. Well, guess what? If you're over 40 and you're not working a half guard game because of your ego, check it, okay? Because a good half guard game saves your butt not only against the young 20-something blue belts, and in this case, a 16-year-old, but when I compete against black belts and brown belts, my half guard game is so tight, it's where I go to calm, to catch my breath, to think about where am I gonna go next, because I can stall them out. I can frustrate them. There is nothing wrong with that game. I'm not competing in UFC BJJ. I'm not on CJI. I'm sitting at the underground in Red Wing, Minnesota on a Tuesday night. So let's chill, realize where we're at, get our grips, get our knee shield, and go to work. Guys, if you just watched the UFC this past weekend, you saw JDM and Islam go at it. JDM, yeah, he stayed safe. He stayed in a half guard the entire time against Islam Makhachev. Did Islam submit him? Did he ground and pound him out? No, he didn't do any of that. So I'm not saying use half guard to just sit and chill and be boring, but you gotta have your position, whether it's half guard, butterfly, full guard, wherever you're good at or comfortable at, you need that spot to get to rest and regroup. The problem with JDM, he just rested, he didn't regroup. To be fair, it was Islam. In that round, in that moment, when I looked at that clock, I immediately had to check my ego. It's one of those things where you're at that crossroads where you're caught up being competitive and you're not necessarily realizing who you're competing against. I look up at Sam and I'm like, oh my gosh, 16-year-old endless gas tank with skill. Shifting gears. So what we have to do, guys, is we have to embrace a learning mindset, be a little bit more technical, and absolutely work the shit out of where you're good. Something I teach a lot is just that. Finding your rest spot, whether it's half guard, full guard, a lasso guard, deep half, wherever you're at that you're super comfortable in, that you can regroup, that's what you need to be focusing on and improving your game or developing your game from there. That's kind of where it starts, that game plan mentality. If you think about it, a football team doesn't just go on the field with no plan whatsoever. Yet when we get into these open mats, that's kind of the plan, just whatever. We're jiu-jitsu guys, we're gonna go with the flow. We gotta start changing a little bit of that mentality and have some purpose when we're going into our open mats. Guys, we're checking egos, we're working technical, and we're having fun so we can stay on the mats longer and roll into the next decade. If you like the video, hit subscribe, hit like, whatever. And by the way, hey, would you follow an old guy?